We are on step 12. We're going to be putting the sleeve into the bodice of our dress. The thing you need to notice is there are notches on your sleeves. Here's a single notch here and a double notch right there. Also, we have a single notch here and a double notch right here. All right, so my sleeve, I know this is the correct sleeve. This is gonna go, my single notch is gonna go right here. I know this is correct because watch, I'm gonna use the wrong sleeve currently. And this is the way the sleeve wants to go, but look, here's a double notch and that's not gonna line up correctly. So I know that this is my correct sleeve. So I'm gonna take this, here we go. I'll line up that single notch right there, line those two up, and then I'm gonna pin that. Okay, I'm gonna come around here and my seams, I'm gonna line those seams up. And I'm gonna pin that. And I'm gonna line my double notches up. And I'm gonna pin that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pin between these two. Going backwards on the other side here, I'm gonna pin between those two pins. Okay, so you can see what I did. I have a pin on this notch, pin on the centers or the seam, pin here, and a pin on the other notch. Okay, so that is all nice and pinned. Now we're going to have to work on the top of this sleeve. Now, here is my shoulder seam. I want to line that up perfectly with the center of my sleeve. So I take and fold my sleeve in half. So I'm holding the seam here. I'm just going to try to lay that down in half. It's not going to lay very well with all these pins in it. Okay. All right. There we go. This is my top of my my shoulder on my sleeve, and now I'm going to find that center or top shoulder seam again, and I'm going to line that pin right up with that seam. I'm sorry, it's hard to keep things centered in the camera. Here you go. Just doing that. And you can see I pushed my seam one direction. Doesn't matter which way you go. All right. Now that that's pinned, I'm going to slowly work on getting all this to meet up on this side as well as on this side. And my guess is we're going to need probably 3 or 4 pins here and 3 or 4 pins here. now that that's all pinned, let's read these instructions. With right sides together, pin sleeve into armhole edge. So that's what we did. We pinned the sleeve all the way around. You're matching the notches, the underarm seams, and the large circle shoulder seam. So actually on your pattern, there's a large circle on your paper pattern that you can transfer over to your sleeve, but we didn't do that. We just found it by folding it in half and finding the center of my sleeve. All right, so once you do all that, and then it wants you to baste. I am not gonna have you baste. Just pin it really well like I did. As long as you're pinned really well, you should be fine. Now we're gonna stitch, and then we're gonna stitch again 1/4 inch away in seam allowance. That's toward the outside of your seam allowance. Trim close to the second stitching, press seam allowances flat, turn seam allowances towards sleeve. So it's exactly what we've been doing with all of our seams. We sew around again 1/4 inch closer, and then we're trimming it all the way around.